Hello, Contra Gamers. I'm Doug, and today we're going to give Persona 5 the review.
Keep going.
Huh?
It shows you're human.
Yeah, but like the first sentence though? Alright, fine. We're going to give Persona 5 the review it deserves.
It's about flipping time.
Good grief. Anyway.
I'm surprised Sargon didn't do it first.
Oh, nah, he's more into politics.
Okay.
Let him do him. We're doing video games.
Okay.
Speaking of which, hey, did y'all see the Video Game Awards this year?
No.
Did y'all see that one word that one sentence treatment that the presenter gave Persona 5?
No.
Well, I did, and it pissed me off.
Ah, so that's what it takes to get you to do shit. Pissed you off.
Pretty much.
The best role-playing game. Congratulations to the team at Atlus for Persona 5.
4 seconds. RPG of the year. 4 seconds. You know what? I figured I should be the one to give Persona 5 the recognition it truly deserves. Let's face it. The industry is counting on me to deliver the most honest review that I can give. Especially since it's so close to Christmas. Oh, by the way, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy whatever holiday that exists that doesn't devolve into killing people in the name of their God. Let's begin with the premise. You're an American equivalent to a junior in high school in Japan. You have been screwed over by a politician type who used his influence to place you on probation. Well, unlike American probation, you only have to live with your probation officer for the duration of your sentence. After meeting your PO, you are sent off into your adventure, which mostly consists of going to school, meeting up with friends, and studying for major exams. Sounds boring, right?
Hey.
So the game begins as an armada of police officers rush into a casino to take your badass down. The graphical direction Atlus takes is at the very least stylish. It's as though a bunch of gothic pixies decided to make a game that's pleasing to their eyes. And quite honestly, it works. The graphics are beautifully dark, with bright colors splashed in to make this game stand out from the crowd of JRPGs that basically look like cartoons and the many shades of brown found in most Call of Duty shooters. I mean, AAA shooters. Simply put, Atlus placed a lot of try-hard effort into the look of this game. After discovering it had a 6-year development cycle, it's easy to see why Persona 5 looks so outlandishly awesome. Good thing graphics aren't the only thing Persona 5 brings to the table. The main draw of this game is its mix of storytelling and battle mechanics. The in-game fighting is definitely a tribute to old school JRPGs like Phantasy Star and Final Fantasy. The story itself will remind you of every great story-driven game like Final Fantasy VIII, Xenosaga Saga Episode 1, and the several of Breath of Fire games. Let's examine the fighting mechanics first. Persona 5 features turn-based battle segments with a host of options not found in many other games of this genre. There are places where you have the option to negotiate with your opponents, even have them join you in some instances, and others where you can simply wipe them all out with one press of the button. Victory screens make battling and grinding fun. Depending on who's the last person to set up the all-out attack, you're treated to a stylized cutscene that again causes the personality of this game to shine. Each individual character has its own scene, with my personal favorite being Morgana's. Yeah, I got a thing for cats. Persona 5 does an excellent job explaining all of the extras in the battle stages while walking you through the many options it gives you to dispatch your opponents. Hell, more than halfway into the game, I'm still being introduced to new features and options that I can unleash upon my foes. In case you find the turn-based element boring, or you happen to be in a rush, there are options for that too, adding just a little bit more awesome to it. It's turn-based gameplay with personality. The music is epic. From the opening scene to the final mission, the music captures your ears, sucks you into the gameplay, and refuses to let go. For every positive and negative situation you experience in Persona 5, the mood provided by the music matches it perfectly, in my humble opinion, in intensity. Causing you to literally drown hours upon hours into it. Say goodbye to your social life. Seriously, my friends haven't seen me in almost a week on Xbox One, partially, mostly, solely because of this game.
It's not a game, I'm not a robot, and I'm challenging you. I'm not a venom, I'm in your face, and I'm here to see it through.
To be honest, I have used Life Will Change and several other songs found in the OST to get me hyped while playing other games, like Smite. Coincidentally, the next game I'm going to review. In my opinion, the vocalist, Lynn Anezami, I know I butchered that, sorry, put her heart and soul into these songs. It's amazing how black she sounds. Well, at least in conjunction with auto-tune. It reminds me of the old-time greats like Aretha Franklin, Diana Ross, and the Supremes. You know.
Don't forget Martha and the Vandellas.
Yeah, but you know what they didn't need? Auto-tune. I love the musical selections in this game. The real star of this game is the story. It's almost sacred in the fact that if I'm not careful, I could literally spoil it all for all of you. Being that it only sold 2 million copies worldwide, I'm certain that a good chunk of the gaming community has yet to experience one of the greatest JRPGs to ever grace consoles. The story dives into a wide variety of real-life situations that mirror many of the problems societies, including Japanese, face in real life. From signs of corporate greed to depression, blackmail to political scandals, this game has just about everything for everyone. Almost. Social activists may not like some of the content in this game, but then again, They don't buy or play video games anyway, so who cares? While in police custody, you are commanded to give a name to the main character, which in the manga is Akira Kurusu. I named him Phil Joe Mama, that's Philjo Mama, in the first playthrough, and the ever so inventive Player One in my second. You're drugged up and stuck in an interview room with a prosecutor that happened to look better than almost every single lawyer I've seen. The one that got me out of assault charge looked just a little bit better, but we're really drawing straws at this point. She demands that you tell her the course of events that led up to this moment. From there, the story Jomama-san gives launches you into a world where reality and the cognitive world separate into two distinct realities. As the story moves along, you'll meet some of the funniest, quirkiest, and most honest and loyal characters you'll ever want to meet in real life. Some of these characters remind me of real world counterparts, like Mikoto Nijima to my current fiance, Morgana413 of the Morning Grind on Twitch.
And the voice of reason for this video.
Something like that. Yeah, I know, shameless plug-in, right? Well, here's another one. Buy my stuff! Please! These characters aren't your typical run-of-the-mill stereotypes. You know, hi, look at me! I'm the sidekick! Not in this game. They are fully fleshed out humans whose backgrounds and struggles are paramount to the progression of not only the story, also the game. I would tell you more, like why Morgana is my favorite character, or how I've come to appreciate the simple yet complex mind of Ryuji. But I honestly don't want to spoil this great game for all of you. Look, let's just say that character development is something this game excels in, as every person you run into has flaws just like your real world counterparts. By the time you're done playing the game, you'll feel real life bonds with these people. Something I haven't experienced since the greats like Ryuta from Grandia 2, Vice from Skies of Arcadia, and Faye from Xenogears. You're a Phantom Thief. You're not just a Phantom Thief, you're the leader of the Phantom Thieves. You sneak into palaces, steal items that net you money, which you can use for a variety of things, and you go to parties, you have meaningful and sometimes really comical conversations and outings with your teammates, and together you piece together the purpose of a stray English-speaking alley cat who lost his memories. Thank God he speaks better than I do. There's so much to this game that I can't possibly go on telling you about the story. I really don't want to spoil it for you. Hell, I can go on for days about some of the topics that the writers of this story cover. You know what? I'm going to. In 2018. Stay tuned. And then there are the boss fights. Every person the Phantom Thieves target gives you plenty of reasons to hate him or her. Even the mini-bosses are, for lack of better words, despicable sacks of human excrement. With all the fighting mechanics found in the game, you will want to use them all to dispatch these bastards and bitches with prejudice. Some of the bosses live in one of the largest dungeons known to man. The one in question is spanning at least 50 levels deep. Fighting them is a pleasure, especially when you take into account the effort Atlus put into setting up these set pieces. I enjoyed this game so much that I felt compelled to play this game a second time before I felt confident enough to give you guys this review. Without a doubt, Persona 5 deserves to be RPG of the Year, Game of the Year, if Nintendo hadn't walked in and smacked all of them gaming kids with how to make a great open world game by giving us Breath of the Wild. Considering my interest in Shin Megami Tensei games since 1996, I'm glad that I waited till this one to finally jump into the world of Persona. Now, I feel the need to play the previous games to see exactly what I missed. If this game is any indication, I missed a hell of a lot. Persona 5 has everything a great RPG requires. An important character's death, a betrayal, and of course, fights that eventually have you facing off against someone who might actually be classified as a deity level nightmare. And no game is perfect, as this one sports some issues that might hinder some fun in the most critical of gamers. For instance, some of the controls while moving about in the world seem a little too touchy. If you press the controller one direction for too long, or not long enough, the avatar may not move to your satisfaction. This wasn't game or even immersion breaking, but it's a vice nevertheless. Some of the subject material, for some parents who like to shield their kids from reality, may be just a touch bit mature for their liking. My 8-year-old started playing this game, and I have no problem with it.
You're a bad father! Shame on you, letting our 8-year-old play this game!
You know, people will say that just because I let her play games at all.
That's true.
Fortunately, I couldn't care less about their biased opinions. To be honest, it's difficult to find something bad to harp about in this game. There's just so much good stuff in it. However, if you're not into RPGs or JRPGs, then this game might not be for you. It's heavily story driven. So be prepared to read a whole lot of sequences or watch a few fantastically drawn cutscenes that might take up about 5 to 10 minutes of your time. Since I'm a sucker for a great story, I didn't find these issues to be a problem at all. So now, the moment of truth has arrived.
Finally! Long story short, too late!
I give this game a solid 10.
Really?
Really. This is a masterpiece that contains at least one piece of art that I consider to be a masterpiece within its own right. It's refreshing to see that the content of this game, as far as the story is concerned, it's all here on the disc, free of paywalls. Sure, there's DLC, but it all amounts to is extra costumes, harder difficulty, more personas, and cosmetics that would be a tremendous value to those who played the previous Persona or Shin Megami Tensei games. The bulk of the content that is solely Persona 5, including the increased difficulty and Japanese voice packs, are 100% free. Sega and Atlus outdid themselves with this game. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Sega fanboy. It helps. But I recommend that if you haven't played Persona 5, to get it, play it, and enjoy what 2 million people have already come to call one of the greatest RPGs ever made. It's worth buying PlayStation 4 for. PlayStation 4 for. Mind you, I hate Sony and their products. So when I say this, I am not saying this lightly. People 20 years from now are going to treat this game like people 20 years ago are treating Final Fantasy VII. It's that well made, the story that well polished, and the fighting mechanics that well crafted. Sorry, Zelda. For my money, this game is definitely the definitive game of this generation. Don't miss out on my personal game of the year and the Video Game Awards RPG of the year. Persona 5 is worth much more than merely a one-sentence write-off. I'm Doug Mitchell, Country Gamer 911 of the Morning Grind, and I approve this review. Thank you for watching.